What's ELFIN poppin'? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys can't tell by the title down below, we are doing a full face of ELF products today. I love ELF so much. I have a lot of their stuff. I have skincare, I've got makeup. Obviously they have a large range, like I said, when it comes to skincare and makeup, but this is going to be all just lovely makeup we're going to put on to our face. This video is actually inspired by MANNY MUA and MIKAYLA. They recently did an IGTV live, and they're also doing an ELF giveaway right now on Instagram, where they just kind of did a video putting on makeup, their favorite ELF products. They sent each other mystery boxes of their favorite ELF products, and pretty much it was almost exactly the same stuff. So today I decided, I was just like, you know what? I haven't really ever done a full face of just like one brand. I kind of dabble all over the place with different brands. You guys know we have a variety of different makeup in our collection. Some of us are dedicated and ride or die people for certain brands, and ELF definitely is one that I have a lot of in my collection, whether it is their brushes, their makeup, their skincare, like I said. So I just wanted to go ahead and just do a full face because it needs to be done. And I don't think I've ever done a full face of just like one brand on my YouTube channel. If I have, who knows, but it is what it is. But I definitely had to go and stop by Ulta today and pick up some extra goodies because there were a few things that were missing in my collection for me to actually do this full face for you guys today. So if this is your first time to my YouTube channel, welcome. I post videos 2-3 times a week of beauty, lifestyle, hauls, unboxings, all different types of stuff like that. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would love for you to go ahead and be a part of this family, especially if you are from the US, if you're international. I would like to have a rounded family here on us, or here for us on this channel, because I actually do giveaways at least once a month. I also do international giveaways every single time I hit a 100 mark on my subscriber count. I'm like 15 away from hitting 400, so it means there's going to be another international giveaway. When that does happen, again, that's 15 people away. I'm so close. So again, if you guys want to be a part of my giveaways, don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you guys know when I post videos. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. Also, I'll link the giveaway that I've got going on right now. It ends on Mother's Day, which is May 9th. So don't forget to go ahead and check out that video if you're interested in subscribing and being part of that giveaway. Anyways, before I keep rambling on, let's just go ahead and get started into this video, and let's get this makeup on, alright? Even though I have nowhere to go, so it is what it is, but I still want to put on this face of makeup for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. But before we do that, you know the gist, because I almost forgot my own outro. You know the gist. If you like videos like this, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. You know it helps me out so much. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel because you know you want to. And don't forget to hit that notification bell down below so you don't miss a video with me, your girl Sandra D. And let's just go ahead and now get started. Duh. We're going to go ahead and start off with some of the products that I have behind me. So we're going to go ahead and dabble into the primer that I think I like the best. So I do have the putty primers by ELF. I have the luminous one and the regular putty one, which is supposed to be obviously a dupe for the Tatcha one, which I actually have in my collection as well. I actually don't grab for those as much because they're very like mattifying, and that's not something I really go for. I actually love more of a hydrating type of primer. So the one I have is the Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer by ELF. So this is the one we're going to go ahead and start off with for primer all over our face. This is what, ooh, that is so goopy. This is what the consistency looks like. And we're just going to go ahead and just put that all over our face. It is going to give us a little bit of a tackiness, but we're going to need that for the makeup. So alright, I think we're good there with the tackiness of the primer on our face. Next, we're going to go ahead and move on to the Camo CC Cream. So this is the foundation I decided to do. I actually have the glass one. I think the color I have isn't the right shade. I'm hoping this one's the right shade, even though I've been tanning lately. Just even though this is the Fair 150, this was actually pretty dark when I tried it on the first time. So hopefully this is like the perfect shade, since maybe I'm like a slight bit tanner recently. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dabble into that as the foundation, duh. And then for the sponge, I actually went and picked up the e.l.f. sponge. I don't think I've ever tried out the e.l.f. sponge before. Actually, just let me show you guys really briefly some of the stuff I had to pick up today from Ulta, which was really great because since Ulta is, since e.l.f. is considered like drugstore, you can use a $3.50 coupon off on it today. So I went ahead and picked up a few new products really quickly. I picked up the e.l.f. sponge. And again, all this is really affordable. Anywhere between like, I think $5 to $6 a piece, somewhere in that on the lower end. So I picked up that. I picked up the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. This is something new to their collection. So I went ahead and picked that up. I used to have one of the old e.l.f. powders. It was like the luminous one, but I think they reformulated that into what is now called the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. So I picked that up in light. And then I picked up the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer, so this one right here. And then I also picked up the Bite Size Face Duo in Coconut, so it has the bronzer. And it also has the highlighter that we're going to use today as well. And then I also picked up another one of these lippies because I've been loving these. So if you guys saw my last hauls, I actually already had picked up the Hydrating Core Lip Shines in Lovely and in Happy. And these two colors. And then today I decided to pick up the one in Giddy, which is like more of like the orange tone. I wish they had like a red tone in these, but they don't have a red tone. This one was like the closest to being red, which was Lovely, but it's more like a pinky shade than more on the red side than I actually wanted it to be. But oh well, it is what it is. Actually, I forgot, we need to pull our hair back. So I've got these clips. They work pretty okay to pull my hair back, but it's just what I have for right now. I don't have like those really nice clips that everyone else does. This is just what we're gonna use. So there's that. And then what else? Oh yeah, so the sponge. This is their Total Face Sponge. Use it wet or dry. I'm obviously going to go ahead and get it wet really quickly, and then we'll be able to finish and start our face. This is what the sponge looks like. It is very porous from what I am noticing compared to some of the other sponges that I have. It does have a slanted edge. It's not like too slanted or too steep. This is kind of what it looks like right that way. So this is probably to pat on your foundation, obviously concealer, or whatever other thing you want to use it for. So we're going to go ahead and get this wet really quickly, and I will be right back. Alright, I am back. Also, if I forgot to mention, I also do have another e.l.f. dedicated video on my channel. I'll link it down below for you guys or at the end. It is over the e.l.f. Mint collection of the stuff I was able to keep my hands on, which again, like I told you, I love e.l.f. skincare. I have a few different items, the face wash and the puff I use every single day when I take off my makeup. And then obviously this e.l.f. Mint primer. So good. So good. Anyways, so this is what the sponge looks like now that it's all like expanded. Pretty cool. So there is that. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. We're gonna go ahead and put that right on to the sponge. So that is what one full pump looks like. And we'll see how far we can actually get on the face with that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dabble that around a little bit. I will say it did absorb a decent amount of product, so we'll see what happens. Alright, so the foundation is on. So obviously on camera it looks like it's giving me a little bit of a white cast, which is really weird. I don't know why it's doing that, but in person it actually looks pretty good. It actually looks like it matches my neck. But again, for some odd reason, I love how the lights can just kind of like wash you out. Actually, I was just listening to Allie Dawson do her Rare Beauty like review on the cosmetics brand. She's never done it before. And she was talking about how people are just like, oh, your shade doesn't match you or blah, blah, blah. She's like, no, I know my shade color. It might be like close, but close enough. But people are like always telling her that she looks fairer than what she is. And I mean, this looks really good on my skin right now at the moment. It is supposed to have a type of like blurring effect, color correcting, full coverage, natural finish. It does have collagen peptides, niacinamide, and SPF 30. So there is that. Obviously, I think I should get a darker color maybe. Maybe one shade darker, maybe in like the light instead of fair, now that I am a little bit more on the tan side. So there is that. As for the sponge did actually pretty well. I would definitely suggest that instead of just wetting it, washing it maybe once, because I am getting a lot of, like, you can't see it on camera, but microscopic like pieces of like pink coming off of the beauty blender itself. Like, I can see it right here on my cheek. I don't know if you guys can or not, but I can just see a little bit of like fuzz, and I'm trying not to take off the makeup at the same time. So again, this is very porous for a beauty sponge compared to some of the other ones that I have, which is very interesting. They do have another beauty sponge that I could have picked up, but this is one that just appealed to me a little bit better than the other one that was more like curvy, I guess. But for now, this looks good. So we're gonna move on to concealer. You guys know I love my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, but we also do have the Flawless Brightening Concealer. So it just says shake well before pointing tip downwards, clip concealer slowly so you can see the formula, apply to the desired areas to highlight, and use your fingertips or concealer brush to blend perfectly. Perfect for any easy touch up on the go as well. So I got this hopefully in the right shade. This is in the shade Light 23C, which is supposed to be a cool peachy undertone. We shall see. But in general, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my favorite e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the hydrating formula first, and then we might just top that off on top of it. So, a little here, a little there, a little here. And then also you guys can see, obviously with that foundation, it's supposed to be a little bit more on the full coverage side, but you can still see some of my discoloration here on my cheek just because they are dark spots. I'm not sure what to do about them. They actually just started showing up when I started going tanning. So if anyone knows anything about that or can help me out, that would be great. We're just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of concealer over that, or whatever's left over on the sponge, to kind of help brighten that up just a little bit. And then we're gonna go in with the new Flawless Brightening Concealer. Obviously it says it'll take a second to get it to click in, but there we go. There's a little bit coming out right there. So we'll see how this works. Okay, I will tell you, I have a lot of like pink fuzz coming off all underneath my face right now at the moment. It's really freaking me out, so I don't even know what to do. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna stop using that sponge because it's not working. All right, I am back. I went ahead and washed that sponge. Hopefully that'll help. Anyways, I got the clicker concealer to start working. We're gonna click it a few more times, hopefully, and get a decent amount of a product out of here. Alright, what do you guys think? Do you think that brightened up? I think it brightened up a little bit. I think maybe I should have gotten maybe a lighter shade. And it probably would have done a little bit more, but you know what? It is what it is. We used it how we wanted to use it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it also in some of the places I want to highlight, because I forgot to do that earlier with the other concealer. So, kind of just doing it all on my face. Alright, so that is the complexion so far. The next thing I want to go into is actually the e.l.f. Putty blushes that I have. So I've got two of them. I have Turks and Caicos, which is this coral shade one, and then I also have the one in Bali, which is a little bit more on the darker side. Now the e.l.f. palette that we're actually going to go ahead and use is going to be this bright green one. Isn't this so pretty? This is in the shade Hot Jalapeno. So there is that. Super pretty, but I'm not sure which blush would actually probably go with this the best. That one or this one. I don't know. I'm so torn. I really want to use this one since I've used the other one already before. So if this whole look just looks like a flop or a fail, you know what? It is what it is. I'm working with what I got, and I chose all these products. So it's my own fault at the same time. Anyways, since we are where we're at right now, before I actually start setting anything, I'm going to go ahead and do the putty blush before we actually add powder to our whole face, and then keep moving on. So again, this is the color of Bali. Now actually it was really funny as I was watching that IGTV, MIKAYLA was like, these don't have the names on them, and was just telling Manny that. He was like, actually they do. You can't really see it, Elf, on the side. It's this clear sticker that's in like gray writing instead of white. I think white would probably have been better so it could show up a little bit better. But again, it does have the name on here for us as well. So this is more of like a, I don't even know what kind of tone you would say, like a dark red tone. I don't have anything like this in my collection, so I definitely wanted to go ahead and try that out for sure. Where did that brush go? So then we're also going to make sure we try and use the Putty Primer applicator. So this is actually a really good brush, whether you want to use it for the actual putty primer itself or if you want to use it for the ELF putty blushes. It's just a great brush that is very dense to use to blend all of this out. Also, what's really cool about this one is it has a little scoop at the bottom. So if you guys want to be hyperallergenic and just be very cautious about putting your hands into the primer itself, you have a little scraper right here that you can actually scrape it out, put it onto your finger so you're not actually getting bacteria and stuff into your makeup or into the primer. So I thought that was really cool because obviously there's a lot of products that are out there where they actually include the scoop to get product out, like for like masks and things like that. But I just thought this was really cool that they came up with this for you to buy. I think this is like $5 or $6, so not bad at all. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and dunk into that shade really quickly. It's not as bright as Turks and Caicos. I actually thought this was gonna be a little bit more on the brighter side. All right, there we go. Now it's becoming buildable. So, but yeah, this is a really, really pretty color now that I'm actually like putting it on. It is giving us more of like a natural tone than more of a red shade that I thought it was going to do, which is really interesting. But yeah, to makeup. And I also just don't want to lose this once I actually put setting powder on my face. So I am kind of just packing it on, and then we'll be able to tone it down if we need to go back over it with the makeup sponge to tone it down if I need to. But as of right now, I just kind of want to build it up to a nice coverage, and then we should be good after that. So I'm gonna break open the Halo Glow Setting Powder in a Light, which is right here for us. Now they put the sticker on the side this time, which unlike last time, they actually put it on the bottom, which is really weird, but oh well. It is what it is. So this is what it looks like. If we undo it, then you have that. You have the little sifter. Peel here first, and then you can obviously close and open the compact. So let's get that off to the side. Oh, come on, I can't get it. Do I need tweezers or what? No, okay, I'm good. All right, got that off. Put that right there. And then shake that out. Now I do have one of my other favorite e.l.f. brushes right here for us. This is the Complexion brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this into the lid, and then we'll get that set onto our face here in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and try and take the sponge and see what that does when it comes to like baking under our eyes. I am very interested to see how, because it's so porous, if it will allow us to bake at all. Now, everyone is indifferent about baking. I'm not going to do it for too long, but I still want to see what happens. Back and the face is powdered. I still left some of the powder underneath my eyes because I want to do eyeshadow here in a second, and if there's any fallout, I don't want to to ruin the makeup. So we're gonna go in with the rest of the complexion really quickly and finish that up. This is in the Duo in Coconut for us, I believe. Yes, in Coconut. So I picked up this one because it has a bronzer and a highlighter in one. The other ones have blush and highlighter, and bronzer and highlighter is one of the things I was missing. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this e.l.f. brush. It's actually supposed to be a blush brush. Technically it's supposed to be a blush is what it said. It didn't say it was a bronzer, but I'm going to use it as a bronzer and hopefully that it works out for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip into that really quickly, into that dark shade. Tap off the excess and see what happens. So I'm really curious about this because I hope you guys see that. What shade is this actually? Because, so yeah, it is coming off more of like a brown shade, but on my face with this, I guess this blush, it's coming off more red, which is really, really weird. But we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it no matter what. So it is what it is right now at the moment. So, oh well. This is what we're looking like. It's a little crazy. I'll tone it down with the sponge here in a moment. But we're just gonna keep on going and see how this kind of like pans out, I guess. And then this is what the shade looks like. So you guys can kind of see it there. It is kind of like a champagne-y color, but a little bit more on like the darker tone side. So hopefully this works out. Actually, I might need to brush that off now. Oh well. And see how that works. So it's coming on there, but it's not like a lot, which is really weird. Maybe this is the wrong brush to use, maybe? I don't know. Can you guys see that highlighter? I mean, I'm kind of seeing it in my mirror, but not as much. And for how glowy it was, I was expecting a little bit more of a like sheen. Maybe I'll switch to a different brush. Let me switch to my regular brush I use for highlighter and see if that works a little bit better. Working a little bit better now. So it's not an extreme blinding highlighter, but it's still nice. It's actually very subtle, very natural. So sometimes I actually prefer that compared to some of like the really beaming ones every now and then when you're trying to go for more of like a natural look. So again, it's just giving me a little bit of sheen on my nose. It does have a lot of kick up though, I will say, in the pan. I've had some of the e.l.f. Baked blushes in the past. I actually really like those. You just had to like skim off the top layer and then they were really beautiful. But I will say this one has a lot of like glitter in it that I'm not really a big fan of. Like, can you see that on my lip right there? All that glitter, which is really weird. I'm not a big fan of that at all. So maybe this is the same. Maybe this has like a layer on it I might need to take off. I don't know. It is a very like chalky consistency, I will say that. It's not as good as those ones were. I don't know if it's just this formula. Maybe I need to try out some of the other ones. But yeah, that's what that looks like. So that's with my finger. With a brush, I feel like it's going to be completely different on my hand. Yeah, so if I start putting it on with my hand with a brush, like it's literally, it's not even sticking. It's just, there's no fault, it's all fallout. It's not even sticking to my hand. So I don't know the best way to apply these, but using a brush isn't the right way because that's why it's not sticking to my face. And as for, I don't even want that all over my floor. And as for using your finger, like that's just, I don't know, do they have liquid highlighters? Maybe that might be better next time. I'm just gonna say I'm not a fan of this right now so far, so this is definitely a miss for me. All right, we're back and the brows are filled. Back and the brows are filled. Back and the brows are filled. They are done. They are not twins, they are sisters, and they look pretty all right, so we're gonna go with it. All right, moving into our next product, we're gonna go ahead and do the eyes. We have the ELF Putty eye primer. I rarely ever use eye primers. I more or less just use concealer on my eyes or just the foundation that's there and just try not to set it with powder. We're gonna go ahead and dive into that. I'm just gonna use a regular like, small buffing brush. I'm gonna go ahead and get that fully coated. This is in just like the normal natural skin tone color. I think it's supposed to be cream. So we're gonna go ahead and lay that down on our eyes. It feels like it is, but I'm wondering if it's better if I just did it with my finger versus a brush. Actually, you know what? I can't really even tell the difference. Actually, this is better with your finger. Apparently this brush that I have is not dense enough. So it is what it is. They do offer this in a few different shades. I guess the cream one is more on, it's supposed to be like on the nude natural side, but it's coming off a little bit more on the yellow side. All right, so moving on to the eyeshadow, we have the Bite Size Hot Jalapeno eyeshadow. This is like so stunning. It's so pretty. I don't think I have any pictures of when I've worn it before, but I just can't help it. These shades, these tones, they just call to me, obviously because of the green tones in it. If you guys know, or if you don't know, your girl is a Slytherin, so green has always been one of my favorite colors. I actually went to a high school where our school colors were green and white and black, silver. I think all of those tones are Slytherin shades. So anyways, and I've just always loved green just as a color, even growing up. And then obviously in the Harry Potter world, you already know. So there is that. All right, so I've got my favorite brushes to use. My favorite brushes to use. They're not e.l.f. brushes. I actually don't. I own a few e.l.f. brushes like the ones I was showing you guys, but I don't think I own any for like the eyes. And I didn't pick up any because I have a lot of brushes behind me, as you can see right here. Plus I also have a whole drawer full of brushes, so I don't need more at this moment. Or I would definitely pick them up, but at this moment I don't see myself picking up any more e.l.f. brushes than the ones that I already have. So we're gonna go in with, they don't have shade names on them. So basically what I'm gonna go ahead and do with this is just basically how the color story is. I'm gonna put the matte shade right here in my crease. I'm gonna go ahead and put this green shade all over the eye. I'm gonna go ahead and use this darker shade to deepen up the corner, and then this is gonna be like the inner corner highlight. So on the brow bone. So we're using all of these shades today. So we're gonna go ahead and just dive into that. I might speed this up just so it shortens the video. Alright, we're back and the eyeshadow is done. Can you guys see the pigmentation in these eyeshadows? Like, these are amazing. They're only $4 or $5, something like that, or $3, I don't remember. But this one is amazing. I also have it in the like mauve pink one, but this one definitely has a way better payoff. These shadows are just so vibrant. Like, I cannot believe how vibrant they are. They're so pretty. As you guys saw me, I use the Mad for Matte palette. You guys have seen me talk about this multiple times or do this in my makeup, where I just take eyeshadow and make it liner, because sometimes I just want a little bit more of a soft line than compared to like really harsh, like a matte black. So that's just kind of what we went for to make it super easy on ourselves today. Let's go ahead and curl our lashes. And then using the e.l.f. Lash It Loud Volumizing Mascara here for us. And then this is just in black. the mascara. I'll show you what the wand looks like just so you guys can see it. It is a silicone wand. It is one of those more like spiky wands. You guys can see it right there for you. It is very like rounded, I will say. It's not like it's tapered and it goes towards the end. I have been using this mascara. I really do like it a lot because it does get in between each lash. So that's one thing that I love about these silicone applicators compared to like the brushes, where I feel like they just don't get in between every single lash. I like the spikiness, so. Oh no, I forgot to put eyeshadow underneath my lash line. Oh well, it is what it is. We're just gonna let it be and just let this look do what it does. So the last thing we have to do, I want lip shades right here for us. We have Happy, which is more of the neutral shade, kind of like the brownish mauve toned color, which is that one right there for us. Then we have Lovely, which is more of like a pinky shade, brighter. So there is that one. And then now we've got the Coral shade, which is here for us. And this is in the color Giddy. So swatch that. And so that's what Giddy looks like. Now I will say out of all of them, I'm probably gonna end up going with Lovely, I think. Is that what the name of this one is? Or Happy, sorry. Happy. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the foundation off my face, or off my lips, duh, so you're onto our lips. Now I could have used a lip liner, but I don't have an e.l.f. lip liner, so it is what it is. So this is what the final look looks like. What do you guys think? I really do love the eyeshadow. Let me go ahead and zoom you guys out really quickly so we can fully see everything. All right. So we got this green look going on right here for us. I'm digging it. I'm loving it. As for everything on my face, the brow products, I already know I love. The putty blushes, that shade, after all, I think the bronzer kind of like faded itself out and kind of end up working. The highlighter, I will say, is just horrible. Maybe I might need to wet it first, but it's just straight glitter. I wasn't a fan of that, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass. I might try using the bronzer again, maybe in like a different way than I did maybe with this blush, because I think they were too close in tones, like those dark brick tones, to where it just, I don't know, it makes it look a little bit muddy on camera and a little bit muddy like on my face, but overall it's really not that bad. The foundation is looking good right now at the moment, but I'm still upset about how these dark patches on my face I don't know, it's really like grabbing onto those, so they are a little bit more on the drier side, even though I try to moisturize a lot. I've always had problems with foundation in my nose. Just like I can tell you right now, it's settled in so deep that it's already like separating, even though I tried to put powder in there. I just get so oily or so dry in the creases of my nose that no matter what foundation I use, sometimes it's going to separate. But I've had other ones that have like severely separated really badly, that have look really cakey. So I do like the setting powder. Setting powder was really nice and soft on my skin. The foundation, everything combined, doesn't look too dry. Now obviously I'm not really going anywhere tonight, so I can't really do a full-on wear test. But if I have any more opinions, I'll let you guys know in the comments down below. So yeah, that is our full face of e.l.f. makeup. I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching this video. So again, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys like my content and want to be a part of any of my future giveaways that I've got going on, anything like that. I just want to grow this channel. I want us to be a happy little family here, and hopefully you guys are enjoying my content. I recently just did another full face of makeup, just using like some of the new products that I've recently purchased, and I released that video today and it's not doing so well, which is really sad. So if you guys want to go share that video some love, like literally within like 2 hours, I think I released it at like 5 o'clock my time. I don't know, where a lot of my subscribers are from like different places all over the world. Some of them are from the US. But it had like within 2 hours, just the 2 hours, even though I put it on my IG story, I put it on my Facebook, I only had like 5 views in 2 hours, which is really sad because I really did put a lot of time and effort. And these like full face videos take time to film because we're talking, we're putting on makeup together, and they take a lot of time to edit. So yeah. Well, anyways, I appreciate you guys so much for watching this video. So you know the gist. If you like videos like this, don't forget this video a big thumbs up. You know it helps me out so much. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel because you know you want to. And don't forget to hit that notification bell down below so you never miss a video with me, your girl Sandra D, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.